With Emmery's Let's Play underway, I figured it was time to finally do another top DAO mods video. These mods are some of my current favorites and are all in Emmery's Let's Play. And if you haven't met Emmery, I will leave a link in the description down below for her Let's Play playlist. Also, all of these mods will be linked up in the description of this video if you'd like to check them out and add them to your game. Now, the first mod I have for you is Dahlias A Sleep Until Dawn mod, as this has been a favorite of mine since I started playing DAO. I love the immersion of being able to go to sleep, wake up, and leave camp in the morning like you normally would. I also really like how it's actually lighter out when you wake up and the camp has that, it's a morning vibe to it. Not to mention, if you have a love interest, you can invite them to snuggle with you for the night, which I adore. You can also invite your Mabari, if you have one, instead to snuggle with you for the night. This mod also has a few extensions to it for Alistair, as well as the Sir Gilmore mod, if that is something that you are using, and are both totally worth checking out to enhance your storylines. The Rescue at Ichalmod. Oh my gosh, when this mod first came out, I literally played it 3 times in a row because I was so excited and so in love with it. I love how it gives you the conclusion feeling to the Battle of Ostagar and makes how you were rescued a little bit more believable and actually adds context. It also makes the battle a bit more emotional and really helps to set up the rest of the story in some ways, in my opinion. In total transparency, there is an Alistair kind of crawls over to you part, kind of as you both are towards the end of that scene, and you can roleplay that however you want, just as friends. Alistair's just being a good Grey Warden, maybe the start of the relationship with him. Honestly, it's up to you, but if you're not a huge fan of Alistair, then this mod might not be the one for you. However, as a hardcore Alistair Mancer, this mod is completely unbelievable and will just never ever leave my game. The FTG UI mod, no relation to FTG, but still a very happy coincidence, is a must-have if you're playing on a 4K or even 1440, as it will make subtitles bigger, your inventory menus bigger, and so much easier to use and read. The only thing it doesn't do, at least for me, is make my min-map or my toolbar bigger, but that's perfectly fine for me, as I prefer a smaller UI for those things. However, for Let's Play or streaming or anything like that, having the bigger subtitles is so important. So if you're somebody, like I said, that is playing on a higher resolution, make sure you snag this mod. This next mod that I'm going to mention will be mentioned in every single mod video that it can be. And you guessed it, it's Extra Dog Slot. It doesn't matter what character I'm playing as, they're always, and I do mean always, going to be ride or die with their Mabari, but they're also going to want to bring along 3 friends with them, so this solves that problem of how do I bring 3 friends plus my Mabari with me. It's easy to use and something Mabari fans should absolutely consider adding to their game. However, a quick note about this mod, there is a part towards the end game at Fort Draken that has an issue with this mod. The comment section of the mod will explain how to easily fix it by simply uninstalling Extra Dog Slot for a brief time and then reinstalling it after, but it is something to be aware of. Also, sometimes you can have issues repicking squad mates in camp before leaving if you've entered camp with your Mabari still in that Extra Dog Slot. So as best practice, just dismiss your Mabari before heading into camp to avoid any weird companion picking issues. Otherwise though, I've been using this mod for years and haven't really ever had a problem outside of the 2 that I just mentioned, and absolutely adore it. The Alistair Romance eavesdropping mod. Oh, this mod is a delight. It's an absolute delight. If you're an Alistair Romancer, you have to give it a try. It adds a bench near your Mabari at camp, and it allows you to eavesdrop on companion conversations about your relationship with Alistair. A lot of this ambient dialogue you might hear out in the world, but I love how it's now a cutscene, so it allows you to actually enjoy the moment in conversation. Not to mention, if you're like me and only travel with a few different people during any given playthrough, this will allow you to possibly hear some extra dialogue you might have missed otherwise. And if the bench isn't showing up for you in your camp so far, don't worry. Sometimes it needs a little bit, and you need to lock in that romance with Alistair for the bench itself to show up. Also, if you're interested in seeing a separate video dedicated to all of my Alistair Romance specific mods, and I do mean I have a lot of them, let me know in the comments, and that is something that we could definitely get put together. Now, the Grey Wardens of Ferelden mod, I honestly can't imagine playing without it at this point. I love the way the armors look and how it makes Duncan look so extra official at the start of the game. Not to mention, all the Grey Warden NPCs should be wearing this armor, so everyone looks like they belong on the same Grey Warden team. Even better is this is the DA2 style for the Grey Warden armor, so you have really nice immersion and consistency between the two games. RLS Swansong is my favorite armor mod for DAO. There are and I do mean so many different armors to pick from, and they can really help you tailor your outfits to your character's story. There's a complete list available to get all the console commands that you can download on the mod page, or if you don't want a console command in your armors, there is also an option to install a store version of this mod, so you can pick up your armors in-game through a store if that's more immersive and just more your thing. However, Roguelass also has several other armor mods that are absolutely worth checking out if you like either having plenty of options or maybe you just prefer one of those other ones over the Swansong mod. And lastly, we have improved atmosphere. It does literally what it says. It improves the atmosphere of your game in various places, especially camp. Camp feels way more lively and lived in, which honestly is one of my favorite parts. It also improves NPC behavior in town, so people generally feel more real and alive. Plus, and this is the most important part, it'll increase the amount of party banter you can hear, so you can hear much more of your companions interacting with each other, which I love. There is a comprehensive readme for this mod as it can conflict with some other mods, so reading it and paying attention to compatibility is beyond strongly recommended when using this. And that's it. Those are some of my favorite mods for DAO in 2021. Thank you so much for watching and happy modding.